we have question 4 from the June 2024 CSEC Mathematics Paper 2 booklet. So in 4A we have a rectangle PQRS has diagonal PR, where P is the point minus 310 and R is the point 4 minus 4, and you're asked to calculate the length of the line PR. When you have a question like this, it's really important sometimes to make a sketch just to get a clear understanding of what is required of you. So we're going to annotate this rectangle. This is point P, this point here is P, and that is minus 310. And this is the point Q, and then this is R, and that's S. The point R is 4 minus 4. Now they want you to determine the length of the line PR, which is this length here. I'll annotate this as well. They want the length of the diagonal here. So there are two approaches to this. You could use Pythagoras theorem and you could find the hypotenuse, or you could just use the length of the line formula. So the length of the line formula, L there, the length of the line formula would be the square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. You could use this formula, or you could just use Pythagoras theorem, because you can see if this is minus 3 and you end up at 4, the length of this line is going to be 7. And if this, the height, if this is 10 and that's minus 4 on the y value, the units there is going to be 14 units. You could just use Pythagoras theorem and work that out. So let's use the length of the line formula. So PR would equal to the square root. Let's label this as x1. If we label this here as x1 and then that as y1, let's write it down here. Okay, let's write it here. So P is minus 310. We're going to label this as x1, y1, and then R, point R is 4 minus 4. So we're going to label this as x2 and y2. Okay, so it means that we can use the length of the line formula. So x2 is 4, so we would have 4 minus x1, which is minus 3, right, all squared, plus y2, which is minus 4, minus 10, all squared. So upon simplifying this, PR would equal to, that's going to be 7 squared, which is 49. So we would have 49 there, plus minus 14 squared, that's going to be 196. And when you add that together, you get 245, so you want the square root of 245. And that is 15.7 to 1 decimal place. 15.7 units to 1 decimal place. Okay, so we are asked now to determine the equation of the line PR. You can see that this gradient is going to be a negative gradient. So here again you could use your skills and see that the line is sloping downwards. So it's going to be the change in y over change in x. So that's going to be minus 14 over 7. So you could deduce from the diagram here that the gradient m is going to be the change in y, which is going to be, because the line is sloping downward, it means that this value is going to be negative 14 over 7, and that gives you minus 2. If you couldn't figure this out from the diagram, you can use the formula m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and you should get the same value, x2 minus x1. So from this we have y2 as minus 4 and y1 as minus 10, as 10, so minus 10 there, all of that over x2, which is minus, x2 is 4, and x1 there is minus 3, so it's going to be 4 minus minus 3. So that gives us minus 14, all of that over 7, and we get minus 2. So it comes out the same. Now, we want to write the equation of the line, so we can use this formula y minus y1 into m into x minus x1. So in this case, we would have y minus y1. y1 is 10 into m, which is the gradient, minus 2 into x minus x1. x1 here is minus 3 minus minus 3. It's really important to adhere to what's going on here. Now, so what we have is minus 2 into x plus 3. So let's just write that. So we got minus 2 into x plus 3. That's 1 minus 10. Now we can simplify. So what we have on the right hand side is minus 2x minus 6. We add 10 both sides. So what we have there is y is equal to minus 2x plus 4. So in part B we have the functions f and g, where f is defined as this and g is defined as this one as well. So you're asked to find f into x minus 2. So let's write the function f of x. f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. So if we want to find f minus 2 into x minus 2, we just simply substitute x minus 2 in the function, which is 3 into x minus 2 plus 1. What we have there, that would imply that we have 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times minus 2, that's minus 6, plus 1. So it means that f into x minus 2 would be equal to 3x minus 5. And now part 2, we want to find g into 3x plus 2 plus 10. So we know that g of x is equal to x squared. So if we want to find g into 3x plus 2 plus 10, all we need to do is to, wherever we have 3x plus 2, we're going to square it. So we would have 3x plus 2 all squared, and we have plus 10. And upon expanding this and simplifying it, what we would get there is 9x squared plus 12x plus 4 plus 10. And that gives us 9x squared plus 12x plus 14. Now, you should know how to expand this and simplify it. So I just write down the equivalent of that. So that's 14. So here ends question 4.